Hello, welcome back, everybody. This is the Hanny Show. Today, I got another special guest. So, I got a couple questions for him. So, what is your name and what do you do?
My name is Marlou Merilles, and I'm a real estate investor. I'm a big wholesaler type of guy in Winnipeg, and I'm exploring the U.S. market as we speak.
Awesome, Marlou.
Mhm.
So, my next question is how long have you been an entrepreneur? And before you got into this, what was your background?
Do you want to hear the short or the longer version kind of thing?
Let's hear the longer version.
Okay,
Man.
so I've been an entrepreneur. I would say since I was young. Back home in the Philippines, my grandma and my dad used to get us to sell something in the street, whether it was it's called ice candy. It's like a dessert kind of thing. So when I was young, I enjoyed doing that because when people buy some stuff from me, I feel like, oh, I'm making money. And my dad was an entrepreneur when I was young, so that's when saw the I saw him, doing stuff as a business person. So I got really interested becoming a an entrepreneur just like him. So actually, fast forward coming here in Canada, my first kind of small business was selling isaw. So it's another street food in the Philippines, and I did that for about 2 to 3 years with my wife. Isaw and kikiam, we used to make it at home, and we would sell it on like a Filipino event here in Winnipeg because there's a lot of Filipino here in Winnipeg. So that was my side hustle before, and I did some stuff that I'm not very proud of. Like a real hustle. So that opened up my mind to everything. Like you need to know how to sell, and once you know how to sell, you could just create a product and you could sell it to anybody.
Hmm.
I've been in real estate for close to 4 years now. I started back in actually 4 years in February of 2020. Yeah, 2020 when I first bought my first rental property here in the West End in Beverly, and it's been an up and down, and it's been a great journey for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, that's remarkable, Marlou. Talking about your story, how you came from nothing to, an entrepreneur at early age into now doing real estate is, anybody that looks into that, tell them that you could do it as well too. So
Exactly.
my next question is, like, as an investor, what keeps people broke in today's world?
It's people's mindset, right? That's what everybody's struggle, and people they don't want to open up their mind about making money. And you know what, money is actually easy to make if you have a different mindset about it, right? The more hands you shake, the more money you'll make, right? It's all about connection. It's all about respecting people and learning from other people, right? I think it is the mindset is the number one that people hold themselves from not achieving what they want in life. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that, bro. Mindset plays a major role. So my next question now is about mindset and how the people can get into that is what's one book that's changed your life in entrepreneurship?
I would say there was a lot of book that changed my life. The first book that I actually read after high school and college, and actually the second book that I read was The Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and that kind of changed my mindset about becoming an investor than being an employee, right? But the book talks about your asset and then your liabilities. And at that time, I wanted to do something else besides selling the street food. And my family was growing. So I was really wondering what other businesses I can do to support my family and still be at work, right? So when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he talked about, you got to buy asset and real estate, and 90% of millionaires, they hold their money in real estate. So that book actually changed my life, and it opened up my mind to other opportunities, and it really got me excited, jumping in real estate without knowing anything. When I first bought my rental property, I did not know anything about real estate. I read that book and I jumped in 2 feet, and I learned my lesson hard.
That's like the Bible of entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
if you haven't read Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's a must read book. So my next question is going to be about uh, why real estate investing? Why is it important to get into real estate?
Where there's a lot of money to be made in real estate, and for me, it's easy. I would say it's easy and it's hard at the same time, because you need to know what you're doing. And once you know what you're doing in real estate, it becomes second nature and it's easier. And just like I said, once you meet more people, especially in real estate, connection, your network, you grow your network, it becomes much, much easier to make money. And I love real estate because it's tangible. You could see it, you could feel it in this room. We're here. This is a piece of real estate. Somebody owns this, somebody's renting this, and the owner's making money while she's not here. So, same thing, and that's why after reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's what I really was thinking, like, hey, I need to own a property and then I could rent it out, and then, you know, start making money from the cash flow. And that's why I was, I'm big about letting people know that you could be a full-time employee and you could also own a bunch of real estate, and pass it to your generation when your kids grows up, right? When they're big, when they're adult, and you're gone. That property can be a wealth for them. And that's why, even if you just buy one or two, you sit on it for 20 years, the tenant pays it off, and your kids could be set, right? Because if you buy the property, like, let's pretend back in 1990s, right? Properties are what, $20,000, right? Here in Winnipeg, maybe even cheaper, right? So now those property that were not $20,000, they're probably like $200,000 now. So if you just hold on to those property and you put a good tenant, you could be set for the next generation.
That's profound, bro. Nah, you're 100% right about that. Building generational wealth, utilizing real estate. So, my last question is going to be what advice would you give to a young entrepreneur that wants to get into business?
Just get started. And I would say to invest in your knowledge, invest in your mindset, and get around people that doing things that you want to achieve. If you want to be a businessman, if you want to be a real estate investor, if you want to be a sales guy, because success is a broad thing, right? Because there are employees that are happy working at their job, and they feel like once they achieve that dream job, they're successful, which is totally fine, right? But for me, to those young generation, and a lot of young generation are starting business now, which is awesome because I see it a lot in social media, right? So yeah, I would say, improve the mindset and get around people that doing things that you want to become. Once you get around them, your mindset can be changed and your bank account will grow.
Okay, Marlou, that was powerful, man. As they say, iron sharp as iron, man. So that's a great point you just said that right there, man. So I really appreciate your time, bro. Thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Appreciate you having me.
No, most definitely. Where do people find you, bro?
You could find me on my social media at Marlou Merilles, Merilles, and that's all across, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Snapchat. That's pretty much it.
And we can't forget about these T-shirts, man. We got matching T-shirts.
Yeah, stay hungry, man.
You gotta stay hungry, man. So why stay hungry, Marlou?
Oh, just like I was, talking in earlier. If you wanna grow your self-worth, and if you wanna grow your bank account, you gotta stay hungry. You can't be average. You can't be, comfortable with what you're doing. It's okay. I mean, if you love your full-time job, that's fine too. But like, if you want to achieve something else, grow it more, and you gotta stay hungry.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate you on the show, man. Be on the lookout for the next one. We're out.